Welcome to Women, Music, Power, a podcast celebrating the voices, journeys, and artistry of women in music. I'm Leah Hinchcliffe.
And I'm Mariana Thielen.
And this is our love letter to the women who shaped us, the legends, the unsung heroes, the ones still carving their path.
So tune in, turn it up, and join us as we celebrate the power of women in music.
We don't wield it, it's in our groove. We don't stand still, got to move. We just live it, don't have to prove. If you know, you know, if you don't, we'll show you the way. 'Cause power is in our play.
Women, music, power.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Mariana.
How's it going?
Good. I'm excited. I can't believe it's finally happening.
We're doing it.
I know. It's been a long journey.
So talk to me about why you really wanted to do this pod and how you came up with the idea.
Well, it was a flash. It was like it came to me literally in a flash, a bolt of lightning into my brain. I was sitting in my studio, and I had just been talking to one of my students who's in her 70s, and she's just so inspiring to me. She was a school teacher her whole life, but always loved music. And after she retired, she started taking music lessons and wanted to become a jazz bass player, which is not a small thing. And I was just blown away by her, and I was committed to helping her. And then I thought, there are so many stories of women who have inspired me, especially, women that we play with all the time, that nobody knows their stories outside of our little group, and how inspiring it is to me. And I wanted to share that with people, and I wanted it to be recorded for posterity because it's an important part of the fabric of what we do.
That's so great. I love that.
Thanks.
And I mean, your life has been a history of playing with a lot of really powerful women, like when you played in Swamp Mama Johnson.
Yeah.
So you have been surrounded by all these women, and so you're kind of giving them their flowers and saying,
Oh, I love that.
like, here's, we need to shine a light on these women.
I do want to. I want to not just shine a light. I want to scream to the heavens about how amazing women musicians are. And I just want everybody to know their stories. And that's what's happening. And then I thought, who is going to tell this story with me? Because I love to collaborate. It's what makes me so happy. As a musician, I love to be in bands and doing projects, and it was another flash. You just popped right into my head, and I was like,
Aww.
I know Mariana Thielen. I want her to be my partner in this. And there we are.
I was a flash.
You were a flash. And I found out later we have the same middle name, and I was like, it was meant to be.
I know. We just found this out. We are both Christine. I'm Mariana Christine Thielen.
And I'm Leah Christine Hinchcliffe.
I mean, come on.
It's meant to be.
Come on. Oh my gosh. We're going to release this first episode. We're having a release party. Neither one of us knew how to do a podcast before. We learned how to edit. We've done this. It's basically just you and I.
We have done it from scratch. This is the real indie thing happening right before your very ears and eyes. It's amazing. So this is it. We come to our first episode.
Yes.
And it's just thrilling. I'm so excited. And the person that we chose, Sonny Hess, is an amazingly inspiring human being and musician. And I'm so thrilled that we get to feature her first.
I was so excited to talk to her, and I didn't know her as well. And just to hear her story and all the things she overcame, and just how she was able to persist, and not just for herself, but really she's so community minded, and she's uplifts other women. It's incredible.
Yeah, she has talked so much about how that is her purpose in life, is to just shine, as you say, shine a light on women artists who deserve that. And she is a true pioneer.
Yes, she is. Hey, speaking of Pioneer,
Speaking of,
that's one of her hit songs.
here we go.
All right, everyone. Here is
Sonny
Sonny Hess.
Pioneer, I had to do it. Pioneer, I had to say it. Pioneer, pioneers paved the way.
Welcome to Women Music Power. I am your host, Leah Hinchcliffe, and along with my co-host, Mariana Thielen, we are going to be interviewing Sonny Hess, who is a true powerhouse in the Portland music scene. I first saw Sonny in the 90s lighting up a blues club on Hawthorne Avenue with her band, Paulette and the Power. Over the years, I've had the joy of playing bass with her in various musical settings and soaking up the insights and enjoying our shared musical adventures. She is an exceptional guitarist and producer, having opened for legends like Etta James, Junior Walker and the All-Stars, The Average White Band, Bobby Womack, and Sonny Landreth. As a trailblazer in the male-dominated blues scene, she has paved the way for other women to break into the blues and beyond. Sonny's raw emotion and charismatic performances have earned her numerous accolades, including the prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award from the Cascade Blues Association. She also created the Northwest Women in Rhythm and Blues series, which has highlighted top women performers in the region for 30 years. Her autobiographical songs reveal her dedication to changing perceptions of women and tell her story. Today, we'll hear some of those songs and dive into her process and the meaning behind them. Sonny and her wife, Jamie Hess, own the Blue Diamond, a renowned Portland blues bar. This spot is known for its great food and has won 3 Best Blues awards from the Cascade Blues Association. And it is a wonderful place that supports Portland's music scene by providing a vital space for artists. Her tireless commitment to the music community is truly admirable. So please join us as we explore Sonny's journey and celebrate her impact on Portland and the Pacific Northwest's music scene. Without further ado, let's welcome Sonny Hess.
Pioneer, pioneers paved the way.
Wow, as you're talking, I'm wondering, who is that person you're talking about?
It's you. I didn't even have to exaggerate. All that stuff is true.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that introduction.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be here today. Thank you for doing this.
It's our pleasure. Welcome. It's an honor.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm excited because you two know each other really well. I know of Sonny because she's famous, and I've seen you play. I've seen the two of you play together, and I did have the great fortune of sitting in on a jam session at the Blue Diamond years ago, and it was a great night. I had a blast. So that's my limited experience with you. You said that you started playing guitar when you were 8 years old. I'd love to hear about how you got started playing. And
So I am the youngest of 5. My older brothers and sisters were hippies in the 60s, and they were like semi-stoner heads and, free love and that whole thing, right? It was in like the whole hippie scene, that time frame, yeah. I'm a kid, and our father had left a long time ago, so it was just my mom and raising me. And then, of course, all the siblings that were kind of come crashing, at the house when they didn't have anywhere to go or when they'd do whatever. Both brothers at the time, one played bass and the other played drums. Sister, who's passed away now, sang. They even played gigs. A couple of them played on Rush Street in Chicago. And so my living room was a bandstand. So there was drums and basses and guitars everywhere, microphones. I would get up in the morning and get ready to go to school and step over a guitar cord, microphone cord, drumsticks. They were all crashed out. So I'd pick up, one of the instruments and play it. The one that I picked up that I liked the most was the guitar.
cool.
Yeah, it was very inspiring to me as a young person. When I picked up the guitar, I didn't know how to play it, and no one had taught me anything. So I just remember hacking away at it while they were asleep. Shut up! Throw a pillow at me, and I'd go to school. And then one day, somebody showed me some guitar chords.
Okay. Who showed you the chords?
My oldest brother, Rod, showed me a few guitar chords. And then my sister's husband, then much later, showed me a lot more.
Do you remember the first song you ever learned?
Gloria. I wanted to play Gloria, so they finally go, here's the chords. Play these chords while you're singing that. And when I first started to try to play them, they sounded horrible. But eventually, I'm playing along. G-L-O-R-I-A. Yeah, it was very inspiring to me as a young person. So that's that time frame, yeah.
Yeah, I love that story. And you were like 8 or 9 when you were playing?
Yeah, and I think it was just barely in school. And I had been invited over to a friend's house, and I didn't understand why their house didn't have a bandstand in it.
Everyone's house should have a bandstand, I think.
So,
Yeah.
All the best people have bandstands in their houses,
heck
right?
yeah, especially in their living room.
So when I first encountered you, it was in the 90s, and I hadn't lived in Portland very long. We went to a blues club on Hawthorne, Bojangles?
Bojangles,
okay.
yeah.
And I saw you playing with a band called Paulette and the Power.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of mind-blowing. It was definitely an amazing experience for me because I had come from the Midwest where there were a lot of guy blues guitar slingers, but I don't know if I'd ever seen a woman play guitar like that. And in fact, I'm sure I hadn't. You know, I knew about Bonnie Raitt and I knew about Joni Mitchell, but I'd never seen anyone with your power and charisma taking the stage. And of course, then there was Paulette, who you guys were doing like an opening song and it was great. And then Paulette came on and it was just even
Greater.
It was greater. It was amazing. And the audience was going crazy. It was just really quite a powerful scene.
And this is a woman, Paulette Davis, right? And she was a R&B singer. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a bit about
Yeah,
Paulette.
I don't know a lot about her.
So, like we said, and when she read the introduction, I would seek out new entertainment for the Women in Blues. And at that time, it was just Women in Blues. Long since we've made it Northwest Women because it encompasses a little more geographically. So somebody told me, they said, oh my God, you have to hear this woman named Paulette sing.
Yeah.
So I just invited her to one of our rehearsals with Margot Tufo. She was a person that had a really great band, Margot Tufo, and she was a singer.
Okay.
And also doing Women in Blues. We were producing some shows together at that time. Margot and I brought Coco Taylor here at the old Pine Street Theater, which is not there anymore, but some of the folks listening to this that are around my age would remember Pine Street. They called her the Queen of Blues at the time. She's passed away now, but there's a million songs that she has done that influenced us all as blues players and singers. So we're in the rehearsal space, and here comes walking in Paulette, and I was trying to get a microphone set up. Hang on, I'll set a microphone up for you, Paulette. And no, honey, I don't need no microphone.
Nice.
Okay. And I thought, Well, when she opened her mouth, and I remember the first song she sang was Down Home Blues. She did not need a microphone.
Everybody wanna know why I sang the blues. Everybody wanna know why do I sing the blues. I've been around a long time. I really pay my dues. You know my son is gonna going to be a fool. Because now they tell me ain't no more room for him in school. Everybody wanna know why I sang the blues. Yeah. I've been around a long time, y'all. I really paid my dues.
I instantly fell in love with her. We clicked. I can't talk too much about it because I miss her so much that I get kind of choked up. But we went on to do some amazing things together. And we actually had a record deal we were working on when she passed away. I wrote songs, and basically she had lyrics, and she would come to me because she wasn't a musician, and she would sing them, and I would put them in the chords that I knew. And even I limited with what I, knew at the time. And we wrote these songs together, and we got some interest in Arista Records. And then, she a hit and run, and she was killed. But yeah, that's where we were. We instantly hit it off, and it was such a great relationship because have you ever really wanted to have somebody, one, have your back, and two, really just respect you? And it's like she just did.
Yeah.
Out of the blue, because I was just a kid too. I was only 27, 28 years old. And all of a sudden I had this enormous talent in my hands, and I wanted to do the best thing I could do with it. She had just put her faith in me, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know anything. I'm like, I know nothing. So I figured it out quickly.
That's incredible. You made each other better by working together.
Oh, yeah, it was great. Didn't even have to talk sometimes. We had that thing, and I've never really found that connection quite like that, because each person that you play with, if you're lucky enough to get a connection like that, it's rare.
We were just talking about that last week, about how I was in a band back in Eugene, and I've just been searching for that deep heart connection where you trust each other so much.
Yeah.
Hearing you talk about you didn't know anything and you just figured it out. I mean, that's something that I've watched you do and admired about you, is that you're very resourceful. And as a woman, you haven't had anybody help you. You've come up against a lot of pushback. I mean, you're really a trailblazer in the male-dominated world. Not just blues, but music in general. Can you talk a little about that?
The experience with Paulette started me in the mindset of, I need to figure this out. This is difficult. Music business is really complicated. But when somebody just puts all their faith in you, those kinds of things give us the idea that we're headed the right direction.
Yeah.
That positivity. And that's what Paulette did for me. And, I'm sure I made mistakes because, I didn't know anything. But I would do the best that I thought was for the group. I'd ask questions. Yeah. And I thought, okay, then, I'm the boss, I'm the leader, figure it out. Paulette was kind of known for being a little bit sexually explicit.
Oh, nice.
There was a club owner that came up to me and said, hey, I need you to tell your singer to don't say that word in that song, and don't do this and don't do that. And I said, I'm not going to tell her that.
Yeah. Good
Well,
for you.
I'm going to go over and tell her that. So she just said it about 4 or 5 times more.
What was the word?
It's in one of her songs, and it was, I'm a woman. And she wrote her own little dialogue when you listen to that song. But in there it said, I'm going to sit right down on your face.
Nothing wrong with that.
He asked us to not say that. And of course, she said it about 4 or 5 times more than.
Oh, he was very threatened.
Definitely.
Yeah. People would come to her and try to put us against each other. And she'd say, what'd Sonny say? Because what Sonny said is what we're doing. I'd go, really?
Oh.
Okay.
Well, you have a confidence about you.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what you were like back then because I didn't know you, but I'm sure it's something that you've learned as you have grown as a human being. But I've experienced times with you, even recently, where you've had to tell people like, no, this is the way it's going to be. Club owners who are not doing the right thing. And I love the way you do it because you're confident, but you're not mean about it. And I think people maybe don't expect that from a woman. I'm always just like, damn, I want to do that. I want to be like that. You expect to be treated a certain way. And I see how much respect you have in the community. Talk about that a little bit.
Sure. From my perspective, I've definitely had to beat down some doors, definitely had some opposition. And, as we all know as women, if you listen to the radio, it's predominantly men that are singing.
Yeah.
I wanted women to be heard, and I wanted women to be in the blues festival, where there was, at one time, there was 2.
Whoa.
It was me and Janice Groggins. And then if there was another female artist, they were a singer
Uh-huh.
who fronted the all-men's band.
Yeah.
So when that was happening, I went, okay, this needs to change. So down through the years, there's been different festivals and different folks that I've worked with. And it's like, oh, well, we'll dedicate 2 hours to the all-women's thing. Well, here's a festival that lasts for 4 days. So can we get more than 2 hours? So you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
You know, over a period of years, I'm like, okay. And I would suggest different artists. Oh, no, we already have our lineup and this and that. And then, you know, eventually they're playing there because they're good, but it's not just from my word. So these are some things I'd watch happen and I'd chuckle and I'd say, good. It's growing, but it's growing slowly.
Yeah.
Slower than I wanted to. Those are the kinds of things I think I might have a reputation for beating down some doors for some female artists to be able to be heard, because I get super excited when I hear talent and I just want everybody to hear it. And it's still my life's work. I still enjoy it. And it's not a competition thing like when I play with certain people and they do a solo and everybody's clapping. I'm like, I just beam with happiness. It makes me feel good. It's definitely a drug.
Yeah, definitely. I have often described you as a very generous performer and band leader because you don't want the limelight all for yourself. I really see that you shine and smile and just, you know, you really come alive when you're sharing the stage with people and they are doing their best. That is a true thing about you.
Before we got on mic, you were talking about how you met Leah. And when I interviewed Leah last week for this, she was talking about the all-female band, Swamp Mama. And that's how you first discovered Leah?
They were playing a festival when I first saw Swamp Mama. I think it was The Bite, maybe. You and Tracy. And I remember looking at you two and God, they're so talented. How exciting. And they were just full of energy. And
Tracy played what in the band?
Saxophone, yeah. She still plays with us.
It's a lot of fun. I saw the two of them in there. I already knew the band was a good band, and so they were trying to get gigs here. And I did not book Bojangles, but I was kind of entrenched in that. That was sort of our house band, you know. So I went to the owner, Randy, and asked if I could have you guys open for us. And he went for that. And they blew everybody away. They were so funky and so good. And that's how I got them to play in Bojangles.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All these years, thank you for doing that.
And then how did it turn into you two working together? Because you work together pretty often now, right?
Yeah, I don't even remember the first time we played together. It's been so long.
Didn't we do some stuff in Seattle?
Oh, maybe that's what it was. You did a thing at Highway 99.
Yeah.
And you had some of the Seattle blues people. Did you ask me to do that?
Yes, I did. So there's we go way back. We go so far back, we can't remember.
So you had the group with Paulette, and then when she passed, did you then form another group after that?
I'll try to make that story short as I can. No, I freaked out. We were close.
Yeah.
And so I thought my musical career was over. I hadn't developed a singing voice. I had put every single bit of my rocks in her box, so to speak. I had no idea what I was going to do. I had given her 150% of myself. So I just was basically non-responsive. I laid on the couch. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. We didn't gig. There wasn't a band anymore. It just poof, engulfed in it. And I think I even lost 20 pounds because we were so popular. I didn't know anything about how to book, but I didn't really have to because she was such a talent. And people would call me and say, is Paulette available on this date? And I go, no, we have a gig. They'd say, well, then when is she? I went, well, this is pretty easy, this booking thing. And they'd bump people for Paulette. When's Paulette available? And then all of a sudden, nothing. And so I kept getting a call from one guy. They kept calling me and calling me and calling me. His name is Randy Lilia. And I kept not answering. At that time, he did a lot of booking here in Portland. Finally, my partner at the time, Sharon, said, he's not going to take no for an answer this time. You need to answer the phone. So I answered the phone. Hey, this big low voice. What are you doing? I said, well, I'm not doing so good, Randy. And he goes, I know you're not. I want you to get up. I want you to go get your calendar. And I said, no, I'm not going to. I don't have a band, Randy. Paulette's passed away. This was several weeks into the grieving process. And he goes, just do what I say. Just get up and get a calendar. And I thought, okay, I'm not going to get him off the phone unless I do this. So I'm still in my pajamas and have been for a month. Okay, so I go over and I find a calendar somewhere. He goes, open it up. And I said, Randy, he said, just do it. So he books me for an entire year. And I write these dates down at all these different venues and festivals. And I'm laughing. I said, what do you think I'm going to do with this? I don't sing. And he goes, well, you better figure it out. Click. He hangs up. And I'm sitting here. And I'm like, am I supposed to figure this out?
Oh, my gosh. That's a theme for you. Figure it out.
That is sort of a theme, yeah.
That he was a good friend in that way to me.
Yeah, it sounds like he really came through for you and pulled you out of a really deep, dark place.
He did.
You hadn't sung until that point?
Yeah, so then the first gig, whenever it was that he gave me, I called the band back and they go, yeah, sure, we'll play. And so I sang Paulette's songs because I didn't have any other songs. And they were already like in my head because sometimes Paulette would drink a little too much and forget her lyrics. And I'd have to yell her lyrics to her, hey. So I just would sing her songs in her keys, which I'm sure sounded really bizarre because my voice is much higher than hers. So I would, since you've been stepping out, she's singing low E's and F's, and I don't. I'm in like C and D, but I did it. And the band rose to the occasion, and we did, some of these places, and eventually, I think we just kind of got a groove back, and I started learning how to sing, and I still didn't call myself a singer for like 4 or 5 years after that. Sometimes I even have a hard time still calling myself a singer because there's so many good singers out there.
Oh, interesting.
The people that were in your band, then after Paulette passed away, you kept the same instrumentation and all the same players?
Yeah, basically. I think we went through a bass player. The chair for the bass player was empty for a while.
And do you still play with any of those people?
I do. I play with the drummer, Kelly Pierce.
Oh, yeah. You guys have been together a long time.
30 plus years.
And when did you start writing your own songs?
Well, I think I wrote my first song when I learned those 3 chords.
Nice.
So along with Gloria, there was something else in there that I put together. But I think seriously and actually on a CD and having the confidence, well, you know what, this sounds good. Probably early 30s.
So you had some stuff that you had been working on, but not like seriously until... bits of things. Because I didn't really have the knowledge. I'd never been trained in music. I never had any music lessons per se. So I didn't really, where does this go in this bridge here and this verse here? And how is this going to, So I just had little bits of things until I got the knowledge of how to actually build it myself.
And then, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And the more ideas that you have, you just hang off ideas. Like I'll be driving along and somebody will say something, oh my, that is the best idea for a song. And I'll go home and, write it. So I love writing songs. I wish I could just do that.
Your songs are often autobiographical, I think. I mean, especially one song that you're pretty well known for is The Blues Is My Medicine. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me about writing that song?
That was co-written by me and Paulette.
Okay.
And years ago, had to promote our bands by doing these little mailers. And, so we would put our schedules on these mailers and we would stamp them and mail them. There wasn't the email thing and the whole. So she wanted to help. Oh, God, that's a lot of work, Sonny. I want to come over and help you. So while we are stamping our mailers, she decided she wants to cook us chili mac. And we had some wine. So we wake up the next morning and we had written a song. All of the mailers had chili mac all over them and had to make the decision. And by that time, we had grown a couple thousand, 2,000-3,000 people. I had to make the decision to mail them like that or redo them.
A little character.
And I decided to mail them like that. But yeah, we wrote it that night over some wine and chili mac.
I don't need no doctor to prescribe me no pills, no faith healer to soothe my ears. All I need is a guitar, bringing me blues so sweet, bass player and a drummer to get me on my feet. For the blues, yeah, blues is my medicine. My medicine. Yeah, the blues, oh, blues is my medicine. My medicine.
You've written a song that I've played with you called Pioneer. A lot of times your music is about helping change people's perceptions of the world, but especially about women and about women in music. Mm-hmm. Would you say that Pioneer is kind of a culmination of those things?
Yeah, I think it could be considered sort of a tippy toe through my musical career. And hopefully some enlightenment about the way things were and still are.
Well, you want to listen to Pioneer a little bit?
Oh, for sure. Here's Pioneer.
So glad my friends that I helped along are having a bit of success with their song. Now you ask me, where is my recognition? Isn't it time to get a little attention? Well, people, I'm very proud of all my strife. Yes, I am, because I know that's my lot in life. Pioneer, pioneer, I had to say it, pioneer. Pioneers paved the way, I'm a pioneer. Pioneer, pioneer, pioneers paved the way.
Okay, so that was Pioneer from your album Retrospective, recorded in 2019. You were just saying something about the lyrics.
Yeah, that last line in there actually was, well, most of the things that were in the song have happened to me. But the last line, a very good friend of mine was ranting one day about how she felt like that I needed to have more recognition for all the things that I've done and all the people that I've helped and all of the achievements that people were being recognized for and that I haven't been. And I thought about it later and I thought, well, is that what I want? And so the line in the song then says, I'm proud that some of my friends that I've helped along are having some success with their songs. Mm-hmm. But now I'm asked, where is my recognition? Oh. Sonny, don't you need a little bit more attention? And so my response basically to her, not then, but in the song was, friend, let me get you wise. I know what my lot in life is. I'm a pioneer. So in other words, I was put here to do this. I don't need the recognition. It's nice if it happens, you know, and I didn't realize that at the time when we were talking. I thought about it later and I thought, oh, yeah, I guess I should have some more attention. And I think, well, you know what? That's not what I want.
I love that. And I don't know, as an artist, you probably get this too, Leah. People do say stuff to you like that. Like, I mean, this was a friend, so they're just standing up for you, but a random person like, you should go on The Voice or you should get your song in a movie. And you're like, don't you just appreciate, like, you're here now listening to me? Isn't that enough? Why do you want me to get this thing? I don't know. It's a strange disconnect people have with like what an artist should be, I think, sometimes.
Well, I think that they're excited about your talent, and to them, that's like the ultimate thing is to go on TV or to be recognized nationally and be famous. And yeah, I mean, we could all be famous and it would all be wonderful and we could make lots of money and make different choices. But reality is there's a lot of really incredible talent that isn't famous. I knew right away. I'm finding those people and they're getting heard. And if they go on to be famous, then great. But at the very least, people just need to hear, you know, if I can open a door or two to make that happen, then great. I wish I could open more doors. Wish I had more abilities to do things like that. You know, I just do what I can do.
You own a club. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's like the best way to open the door to people. I mean, your doors are there for people to come in and play.
And it's definitely a labor of love. Anyone out there that has owned a bar will be laughing right now, especially during COVID. Any time that the law allowed us to be open, we were open. If it said, okay, you can open for 25 people, that's what we did. And it's mainly for the love of it. And for our patrons would show up and go, oh, thank you so much, Jamie and Sonny. I don't know what we would do without the music here.
Yeah.
It's helped us because people were dying and they were sick and everybody was sad. And it was just, thank you, you know. Mm-hmm. So we just kept figuring out other ways to do it. It's not a big money maker. Everyone would agree with that. Mm-hmm. Basically, my day job was the reason why we didn't close. There's a lot of clubs that have closed down. They don't exist anymore. And those places we used to get to play didn't survive.
Yeah.
It's very sad, and it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to say two things about that. One is that during COVID, any place like yours that was open was a lifeline for musicians and for patrons alike, just having somewhere to go. And I love that Portland made it okay for people to have outside areas.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys had the coolest place out in the back. It was so cool with the stage and those gas fireplaces, and it was just really neat. It was amazing to be there, and even if we had to wear masks and all that stuff.
Can you believe we went through that?
I think about it now. I'm like, what was that? That was crazy. Oh my fucking God, that was crazy.
It was wild. Yeah, wow. It was. Now, did we say the name of your club? Because I realized I just said that. If people are listening, if they don't know, it's called the Blue Diamond. And how long have you owned it?
I think it's been close to going on 8 years.
And it's on Sandy?
Yes, it's 2016 Northeast Sandy.
What made you guys go, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to buy this bar and we're going to make a go of it?
Okay, there's a story about that. So my day job is we are house painters. And my partner, myself, and I have a crew. And, we painted Leah's house.
Your painting company is called Sunray.
Sunray, yeah. It's my name and Jamie's middle name, so it's Sonrae.
Oh, nice. Is your wife a musician too?
No.
No, okay.
She would say absolutely not. But she is a magnificent chef.
Oh, wonderful.
I can attest to that.
The owner, I was playing there and he goes, hey, you have a painting company. I need my house painted. And he was kind of like a friend because he hired me a lot and we did well there. So went and painted his house. We were sitting out back one time and he told me he was going to sell the diamond, that he just had enough and he needed to sell it. And he had some offers that scared the crap out of him. And I said, well, what are they? And he goes, well, somebody wants to turn it into a gluten-free bakery.
We have enough of those.
And somebody then wants an underage DJ thing. Then there was a certain couple of musicians that had made a suggestion. They purchase it. And, of course, that never came to pass. Mm. And so I went home and I told Jamie, I said, this is for sale. What do you think? Can we do this? Because I figured with the experience that I had with music and producing shows and hiring bands, and her experience with food, and she had managed places before, that we could do this thing. And it was kind of both our dream. So we did. And of course, we didn't realize at the time that COVID and all these things were going to happen to us, and, you know, robberies and all kinds of things to really make it difficult. But we love the place and we love the people that show up. And when I myself play there with different musicians, it feels like home. And they say, you really dig the vibe in here. So that's something to be proud of, too.
You can add me to that list. I dig the vibe in there, too. A wonderful place.
You feel like family when you're there. And I don't mean just me, because I do feel like family there, but a lot of people have said that to me, how warm and inviting it is. And then the people that you have that work there are like family. Patrick, who's the chef there, he's a great cook and a lovely man. You've made this really nice place. And I'm sure Marion has played at a lot of places too, where it feels cold. There doesn't feel like there's a soul to it, or the people who own it really care that much about the place or about the musicians. And this is the opposite of that.
Or, you're too loud. Your break was too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
It must have been eye-opening because you're suddenly on the other side, right? Like you've always been the one going into the club, and suddenly you're the owner. I'm sure it's hard to run and pay everyone and treat them the way you want to be treated, right?
It's a push-pull. You know, you ask the right question for some emotion here. It breaks my heart that I cannot pay more money to what I consider to be just incredible talent. You know, I'm sad that I can't be paid more money. I'm glad, you know, it's one of my friends when I took over the bar knew how generous I was, and they wanted to take me aside and tell me, Sonny, you can't give away everything. That was Lisa Mann. She goes, don't give away everything. I know you. You can't do that or you won't be in business very long.
Yeah.
Because I go, God, that was $1,000 show. Well, we can't give you $1,000.
Right.
I want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the hardest part of it, probably.
I would think. Yeah.
It's small and literally only sits about 65 people. So when you do the math of that, you realize that, you know, hey, there's only a certain amount of money that can come out of this, you know. But we still have it. We're still cooking. We're still plugging along. But yeah, that is the hardest part. And then, eye openers like, oh, wow. Then I start thinking about all of the times where I thought I should have been paid more money and I didn't get paid more money. Was I hard on that club owner?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we think we're like should get more money, you know. And it does make you think about it. It makes you realize that, wow, this is a really hard thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, music is hard and it's hard to make money at it. It's hard to get people to come out sometime, even when they enjoy it when they do, and they always say, I don't know why I don't come out more. I really enjoy it. You're like, please come out more. We need you. And if people don't do that, live music will cease to exist at some point.
I think that post-pandemic stuff has really changed. People got really used to staying home, and we all got a little bit older, so maybe going out as much isn't on the docket. Over the years, how do you feel like the presence has been with people going out? Has it gotten less?
Well, during the pandemic, obviously it was, because people were petrified
Right.
that they were going to get sick. And then certain other people were not very nice about not wearing a mask or coughing in their face. And, you know, so everybody just went, I'm staying home, you know.
Right.
I think it's different now. I think we have definitely climbed over a hill and gotten up to the top of it with people attending shows again, but they need to pay for it. Free entertainment, it's nice if you're the audience. Oh, I don't have to pay anything. But literally, there won't be live music if you don't pay something. You got to get in your pocket and pay for it. Some of the bigger cities, it's not even a question.
Yeah.
In New York, they were charging per set. So like if you stayed 2 sets, it was more money.
And what are they charging in New York?
I think it was like $20, and then if you stayed for the second set, it was another $20. It was the same band. If you like this band, you're staying another set, it's another show.
Right.
And they looked at it like that, and that might sound greedy, but literally people are putting out their best selves, and their best music and bleeding their souls out to you, So yeah, something should definitely be paid for seeing live music. So that's one of the things that the Diamond does. We do charge a cover charge.
Good.
It's nominal, but it's still, it's saying, hey, we believe in paying our musicians, so we need you to pay. And I might have got off track.
No, I think that's no. Because you were asking about what has the live scene been like. From my perspective too, I think COVID, people got used to staying at home, but also I think people got tired of staying at home and crave that experience. Yes. Do you find that at the club?
I do. And then there's that whole group of people that faithfully come out and they appreciate and they thank us. Mm-hmm. And then there's a new generation of people that come along that appreciate music, but I'm not so sure about that cover charge. So you have to soft touch that to get that to happen. We've always had that, on and off. But when I first put Paulette and Power together, I made the band listen to another band locally here in town once a month.
Right.
We went as a group, and it was really a good learning experience.
One of the things that I wanted to do with this podcast, I wanted to feature musicians that I know that are not at the level of Madonna or people like that are still making it, what I call making it, are successful as musicians. Yeah. And I know you have a painting company that also helps support you. But I think it's important to talk about how that this is not just something you do on the weekends. This is actually your career.
One club owner said to me, the woman I was playing with at the time was Lisa, we'd canceled a date with no notice. And it just happened to be a date that I had turned down something else. And I said to him, hey, I can't fill that now. Well, this is just a hobby for you, he says.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And it made us really angry because, no, it is not.
No.
It is not a hobby. It's taken years and years and years to hone your ear and training and really steadfast commitment to even get up in front of an audience and believe in yourself and put yourself out there. So when somebody said that, you just want to go, wow. A hobby is something that you might do on the weekend in your garage.
Right, right.
This is definitely not a hobby. It's something we need to do. If I don't play music for a while, I become very anxious.
Oh, yeah.
My wife knows that I get very anxious, and because that's a form of therapy that not just as a songwriter, but as a player, that is one of the times that I don't think about any problems that I have, any of the stuff that I have to do, or any of the long lists that gets scratched off that you've got to do. That's the one time that I feel like it is my space to put my craft and my brain into that belongs to me. And I can guarantee you that it is not a hobby.
Yeah, yeah.
We talked about one other song.
Narrow Mind. So, okay. So let's listen to it and then you can tell us more about that.
We are part of one family in the world. Every one of us, every boy and girl. No one is better for the way that we think. So open up your mind, 'cause we're on the brink. If you need to take down the wall, that's a place to start. True power is compaction in your heart. We need love for all humankind. If we don't, well, that's just a narrow mind. Narrow mind. Narrow mind. Narrow mind. We've come so far from where we used to be. So far.
We just heard Narrow Mind.
Well, I was inspired to write that for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Because of all the narrow minds and all of the prejudices and just people that can exclude an entire race because they just happen to be born, and that exclude people that just have the desire to be with the same sex, then they hate them too. Just this whole thing. I think it started with the idea of watching. I'm not sure I can say this because it's a political thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
When Trump closed the border, one line in there that says, open up the wall, take down the wall, that just really represents to me people that are what I call emotionally challenged, because I feel like that it's a given that people love each other.
Yeah.
It's a given that it's okay that if your skin is a certain color, that you get everything everyone else does. It just doesn't compute that people have those kinds of prejudice. Yeah. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
And so to me, they just seem like they're just not aware, and they're narrow mind. That word narrow mind kept going around in my head, and that they have just narrowed their thinking. At the end of the song, then it says, open up your heart, which obviously means that, okay, these people are hating on people. And that's what the problem is here in our world right now. And open up your soul, because then you are going to learn that, hey, that's not the way to be. You need to open up your narrow mind.
You know, you working with Paulette, who was Black, and playing a music that, especially at the time when you were working together, and you being a woman, and I wonder, how did all those things inform your outlook on race and feminism? And it's maybe a really big question.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, coming from Boise, that time frame was a lot of narrow-mindedness going on.
Yeah.
And as far as I knew, I was the only one like myself. Huh. It was bizarre not to feel like there was another gay person who was, you knew that they were. I'm sure there was now.
Right.
And in retrospect, I'm like, of course there was. But they just were so closeted, and everybody was so closed mouth, and you couldn't say the word lesbian. That was like a really dirty word. Huh. We were all part of those people that were down picketing Anita Bryant in Salt Lake City. Yeah, because she, spoke against gay people, and that we were all going to die in hell. And she felt sorry for us.
Wow, that is wild.
We don't need her help.
And I was raised in a community that was predominantly Black. That was the other thing. North Carolina, we lived in what they would call the projects. Mm-hmm. We were very poor. And my mother was single, and she had to work and do anything, whether it was motel maid or whatever. And she would take me, the youngest, over and have Imogene babysit me. And she would breastfeed me. And that was my family, as far as I knew. So I just can't imagine. It just doesn't compute with me with the whole prejudice thing. And so narrow mind come to my mind that I wanted to write a song about it. And there's probably a million verses we could all write to that song.
Yeah.
We're all fighting with each other. And it happens. Prejudice happens everywhere. We're prejudiced even.
Oh, yeah.
You have to admit that before you can be aware of changing it. Yep. There's a song that says, nobody's right if everybody's wrong. There's no right and wrong. That shouldn't be, it's my way or it's no way.
Right.
That's my opinion of what's wrong in the world today.
Yeah, it's a great song and a great way to address that. Mm-hmm. And then you were talking about the person that you had reading chant.
Well, I wanted it to sound like she was at a rally and that she was speaking and almost reverent and preaching. I wanted it to sound like that.
Yeah.
Because it could just pops out at you when you hear it in the song.
Yeah.
Is an undeveloped mind searching for a home. Beware a divided nation of destruction and despair. Take heed to the world, people, the space we all share.
the woman that did the chant,
Yeah.
Myrtle Brown.
Myrtle Brown. She's great. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah. It says it again at the end of the song, a space we all share. A message I wanted to give out was, we all live here. What do you think? We're not going anywhere. We're all sharing this space.
Yeah, powerful stuff.
Yeah, it's not this side of town and that side of town and this half of the United States and that half of the, we all share all this.
Yep.
So anyway, hopefully when people hear it, they get something out of it.
I think we're lucky to make music, and you have to meet all sorts of people and go into all different kinds of space. You have an easier time opening your mind up. And whereas like some people are narrow-minded just because they've never left a certain spot or they've never done anything beyond, maybe to no fault of their own, maybe they can't get out of it, right? So if maybe a song or a piece of art or something can help them with that, because we kind of get the gift of seeing a broader world.
I do think as a songwriters that we kind of need to be the people that put these things in songs and help make people aware. I mean, when we were growing up, how many of us listened to those songs and it made you think, oh yeah, I feel like that's sort of our job too as songwriters and musicians, is to deliver a message.
Well, you definitely do that. And I think the other part of that is when you go into clubs and we don't control who's there. We play all over. I know you play all over the Northwest and beyond. And so you do reach people that, they're just there to have dinner, or they're having a drink, or they don't know what they're about to get. And, opening up people's minds just because you both ended up in the same place at the same time and you're singing and they're hearing what you're doing. And I think that's something probably all of us have experienced. It's like here we are and we're going out and we're very visible and we're showing up as women. We're showing up and saying, look what I can do, not bragging, but we are here, we exist, and we're doing this thing. And just our very existence is changing the world.
And at least one person in that audience, although they may not say it, they're probably thinking, pretty good for a girl.
Perfect. That was perfect. Before I let you go, first of all, tell us where people can get your music.
It's best to just come and get it at the show. That's what I prefer. Mm-hmm. I have several CDs. We'll even preview them live for you.
I love that. I love that.
So they should come to the Blue Diamond.
Blue Diamond.
Where else?
I play at McMinimum's. I do second Thursday at Edgefield. I do first Thursday at Harbor Lodge. In various places all over the state. I mean, we go to the coast and play. And you can see this really funky group on first Wednesdays at the Blue Diamond.
Pocket Funk, I'm going to say that's my group. I get to play with Sonny.
Yeah,
Pocket
I get
Funk.
to play with you guys. It's always so wonderful.
Yeah.
And cool. Well, get to the Blue Diamond, people. What are you waiting for?
Get on out. Get on down.
You say you want me back. You say you want me back. Things have changed. You're not the same. You're not the same. You say you need me now.
Wow, that was amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah, really. Even though I've known Sonny for, I don't even know, over 20 years, I'm just really excited to learn even more about her beginnings, where she came from, and a lot more about her connection to Paulette, because that all happened before we were close. It was really cool.
Yeah, I didn't even know who Paulette was, so that was incredible. It was so fun to hear about like her musical family and how she first learned to play guitar, and just to know what an impact she's made in Portland and the music scene. It's incredible.
She's a pillar. Yeah, she's a pillar. I liked it when she was talking about how our very existence changes the world. That really spoke to me.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, inspiring.
Yeah. And her theme was figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out. And she has done that. A pillar in the community, somebody who people look to for leadership. And she takes care of people in a way that's amazing.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to know more about Sonny Hess, please check out her website, sonnyhess.com. Go to the Blue Diamond
Go to
all the time, and especially go to the Blue Diamond on Sunday, November 9th, because we are having a podcast launch party.
Yay! It's finally here. Yay. If you are in Portland area, come down to the Blue Diamond and have some drinks and some noshes and celebrate with us.
1:30 to 4 p.m. Sunday, November 9th at the Blue Diamond.
Thanks.
Thanks, Leah.
Thanks, Mariana.
See you there. You have been listening to Women, Music, Power with your hosts, Mariana Thielen
and Leah Hinchcliffe. Please check out our website, womenmusicpowerpod.com.
There you'll find links to all the episodes, find out who's going to be on next, and more bonus content.
And check us out on YouTube. Thank you for listening to
Women, Music, Power.